Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Kevin Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescifcenter.com. It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars. On hot 7025fm.com.
What up? What it do? What it do is hump day, baby. Hump day in this building, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Ain't nobody humping around unless you dancing to a Bobby Brown single, baby. What's up? It's the homie. 360 the Poet. He is I and I am him. Slim about to take off this brim. You know what I'm saying? It's a little warm out here in the desert. A little warm. Oh, I'll give y'all a little case to the baldies going on. Yeah. Y'all ain't used to that one right there, is you? But I'm liking it. I'm in my grown man era right now, man. I didn't cut it all off. You know, I'm usually wavy and all that other kind of stuff, but I done went low cut with it with my beard life going on. So we gonna see what it do. But what's happening, y'all? It's Wednesday. It's another week right back here at Holla at the Homie on hot7025fm.com or on my Facebook Live, my Instagram Live, my YouTube Live, everybody live out here in this thing. We live and for 95. That was a great year. I just want to say that one time because that's 30 years ago when I graduated from high school. What up, Sapphire Gardner? Key from the 313 in the building. What's up, home girl? And y'all know what we do each and every Wednesday right here from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock my time. So that means that's 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock somebody time and 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock somebody else's time, or 6 to 7 somebody else's time. You know how we do. This is what's going on right here in the building. So if you've never been here before, let me give you my disclaimer. I always like to let people know that this is strictly voluntary. I've never been trained in any way, shape, form, or fashion in any type of counseling, any type of psychiatry, psychology. But what I have done, like I like to let people know, is I've lived a very, very, very colorful life. And in that colorful life, I've been able to soak up some game and sponge it all up. That gives me the opportunity and the ability to squeeze it right back out here to y'all as we answer these questions. For those who don't know how to get in touch with me, if you don't have my phone number, if you don't have my DM, you can always send me an email at holla@thehomie@gmail.com. That's HOLLAATTHAHOMIE. What's up, brother-in-law in the building? D Wheels in this thing for reals. What's happening with you, bro? And today we got a good one, y'all. So it's like this is what I call Holla at the Homies, where we keep it real, but most importantly, we keep it respectful. You know, that's one thing we gonna do. 99.9% of the time. You know, we got that 0.01% where we may step outside the box and say something kind of crooked, but I don't mean it. Don't take it to heart. Just take it in with the rest of the news, you know? But we keep it real, we keep it respectful, and that's what we do here on Holla at the Homie. So we got a letter coming in from somebody who signed a letter, invisible on the algorithm. So, man, you know what we talking about. We talking about social media today. And you know how social media has become such an important part of our lives. You know, that's what I'm reaching y'all on social media. That's what a lot of people do their marketing on social media. That's where a lot of people meet their new beaux or babe, beaux and belles, whatever you want to call it, on social media. So now that's become a new and important way of communication, a new and important way of showing love and things like that. So we're going to dive into the letter in just a second. But how many of y'all out there have been with something, been around something? But what's up, Ain't Earlette? What's going on? Good to have you in the building, baby. How many of y'all had somebody who y'all supported, you know, in every facet of their life? But then when it comes time for that, like I said on my reel, my little tagline today was, when it comes time for that boomerang of support to come back, they non-existent. They nowhere to be found, or they just silence and all you hear is crickets. If you've never had that experience, if you had it, how would you handle it? If you've had that experience, then tell me what you did in this situation, because this is one that hits home for a lot of people. You know, not just y'all. What's up, cousin Rashawn? Not just y'all, but it's happened to your boy, to your main man, 360. You know, we all get these type of things. So I was really glad that this person signed Invisible in the Algorithm sent us this letter. So without any further ado, we're going to dive into the letter. Dear Holla at the Homie, first off, I love the show. You always keep it real, and that's exactly why I'm writing in. I need some straight up, no chaser advice, because I'm feeling a little salty and I don't know if I'm overreacting or if I have the right to feel the way that I do. So here's the deal. I have a best friend, or at least I thought we were best friends. She's got a decent following online and considers herself a, air quotes, influencer. Now, I'm trying to build my own brand and my presence too. Nothing crazy, just posting my work, sharing my creativity, trying to stay consistent. But here's what's been bothering me. She never engages with my content. I'm talking never. No likes, no comments, no shares, no, hey, y'all go follow my girl, nothing. Yet every time I scroll, I see her all up in random people's comments, hyping up strangers, reposting other influencer stuff, and showing love to people she barely, if at all, knows. Meanwhile, I'm over here wondering, am I invisible? Do you not see me trying to grow too? I've supported her in every step of the way, from her first post to her brand collabs. I've clapped, I've commented, I've shared, and even helped her behind the scenes. But now that it's my turn, the silence is loud. Part of me feels petty for caring, like it's just social media, right? But another part of me feels like real support starts at home. And if your quote unquote best friend can't be bothered to throw you a like or a comment, what does that say? So am I being too sensitive, or is this a red flag I need to pay attention to? Signed, Invisible in the Algorithm. Ooh, what's up, Lucy Lowe? What's going on, babe? So you got it out that meeting. Good to have you. Good to have you in the building. Hopefully you're at the crib right now, chilling with Bud. But yeah, y'all, so this is what we do, man. This is what people do nowadays. This is how people gauge one another on things like that, you know, like how much they care or if they're paying attention to you. And it's all based off social media, right? And you know, I always say we in an era of followers and not friendships anymore. You know, and that makes a difference or means a lot to people in certain arenas and realms of life, you know? So here's the situation. What's up, cousin? Latrell King in the building. This is what I'm talking about right here, right? So we've got one friend, and, you know, she's trying to grow her brand, right? She's staying consistent, trying to post her content, and she's noticed that her so-called best friend, who is an influencer of sorts and has a great following, ain't even checking for her. She's looking at her page and she's seeing that she's tapping in with other strangers and other influencers. But when it comes time to her, it's like nothing. No likes, no comments, no shares, nada. But she's in everybody else's comments like, yes, queen, fire sign emoji and all these other kind of things, right? So, you know, to people that she doesn't even know. So this person who wrote in the letter, this young lady by the name of Invisible in the Algorithm, she's wondering, like, is she tripping? Is she being too sensitive? Or is this a red flag? I'm going to throw the flag. I'm going to say red flag for sure. You know, but that's just, again, it's all opinion. I'm going to talk on both sides of things, but first, I like to be angels and devil's advocate. I'm going to sit on both shoulders. But the shoulder I'm sitting, chilling, kick my feet up on is the side of the red flag, right? And, let's talk about it. First off, this is another case of, would you say, has she talked to her best friend about it? No, Vicky Osun Porter, what's going on, MVP? No, that's what she said. She ain't talked to her about it. She sat back and she's wondering. So she ain't spoke up on her about it. But that is going to be one of the things I encourage her to do in a certain type of way, right? So this is another case of what people say, like, when people show you who they are, believe them, right? You're not being too sensitive. I want you to hear that clearly. Let me repeat that louder for the people in the back. In this situation, you're not being too sensitive, okay? What I mean by that, because this ain't about being petty. This is about paying attention to patterns. What was that you said, 360? Yeah, go on back, scoop it up. That was a gem I dropped on y'all. It's not about being petty. This is about paying attention to patterns. Like I said, when people show you who they are, believe them. Some people may be like, man, it's just social media, dog. What y'all tripping off of? You know what I mean? But let me tell you a little something. Social media is the 6th love language, whether y'all know it or not. It's the modern love language. What's the other 5? You got like acts of service. You got words of affirmation. You got quality time. You got physical touch. You got receiving gifts. And now you add number 6 in there, social media support. That's the 6th love language. Now, when the book was written back in 1992, the 5 love languages, there was no such thing as social media. So they didn't get a chance to incorporate that. Would you say because she might not be in her friend's algorithm? But you know what? That's another thing. Again, in this algorithm, if you ain't checking on your friends daily, are they your friends? What's up, Carlos Mentor? Speaking of friends, he send me a message every other day. So that means he in my algorithm, even though we don't talk all the time. But Carlos Mentor send me something either stupid or serious or, bruh, do you see this BS? If not every day, every other day. So we communicating in that way. So like you say, Vicky, she may not be in her friend's algorithm, but that furthermore lets me know that she's not checking for her friend. If her friend ain't in her algorithm, that means you ain't, because you get people who you may know based off them checking out your page. People you may know means somebody that they know been looking at your page. Whether y'all know that or not, check it out. People that you may know, if they connected to somebody else who you know already that may not be talking to all the time, or they may be stalking your page, that lets you know that they've been in your stuff. They've been in your algorithm. So people that they may know should be in your algorithm. That's how she sees. She says she sees her friend in everybody else's algorithm saying, yes, queen, and fire sign emoji and all these other things. But yet she has yet to even, she said, no likes, no comments, no shares. That means you ain't been in your friend's page at all. Either you have, and if you have, that means you are what my wife like to call all the time, a hater is a silent fan. We're going to touch on that in a little bit, right? You know what I mean? But people who are silent when they looking at you and they checking your stuff out, they're a fan of you, but they don't say anything for you. They don't clap for you. They don't applaud you in any way. Because if you look at it like this, a double tap means you put a heart on something, right? So all that really means, if you translate that into layman's terms, a double tap means I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, all it's saying is, I see you. And how hard, what does it cost for you to double tap on somebody's page? It don't cost you nothing but a 0.5 milliseconds. Because I wasn't even half a second. That wasn't even a half a second that I double tap. It don't cost you any money. It's not like they're asking you to give to their GoFundMe. They just asking you to double tap they post. It doesn't cost you anything, right? So first of all, a double tap means I see you. Now, if you want to break other ones down into it, like if you share something, that's like telling somebody, hey, let me help brighten your light in any way I can. Let me help you shine. If you share somebody else's post, that's you saying to them, look, I see you. For one, you've already double tapped. And if you share it, let me help you shine in any way I can. Again, what does that cost you? Earl Stewart, that's a good question. Is that really your friend? And that's what she's asking. Vicky, what'd you say? I think it's too much pressure on social, and it definitely is. Social media adds more pressure than a coal mine trying to make a diamond. Social media is pressure. Because you got to think it's filters, it's followers, and it's supposed to be friends, and it's not your friends. That's why they don't say who's your friends. It's not like, what was that, Black Planet, and what was the one at MySpace where you had your friends list? No, you have followers. Followers, people who follow the algorithm in similar ways as you. Followers is what people have, right? They don't have friends anymore. They got people who follow their page. You know, how do you get out of that cycle? How do you get out of the fact that you're a follower and become a friend? By doing these things, double tap, sharing. And if you comment on it, what that's saying to somebody is keep going. You got this. You know what I mean? Like somebody cares enough to say something about what you decided to post. What's up, Erica Lynette Lewis, Doc Lewis in the building? You know what I mean? So that's what you got to look at. Yes, it's a red flag if your person ain't sharing your stuff. Yes, it's a red flag if your friend not double tapping and saying they like it. Yes, it's a red flag if they can't even give you a strong arm emoji or a hand praise emoji or any type. Emojis don't cost anything either. They even got a button for emojis. They got stuff. They got AI stuff that'll actually make a comment for you on some pages. So it's really not hard. It's really not difficult for you to sit there and say, like, damn, I could have paid a little bit more attention. What's up, Ike Taylor? Speaking of showing support, man, I'm checking today on Folsom. As soon as I leave the station today, before I go watch, a recap on Love Island, I'm going on Folsom and I'm going to check out the photo booth. So if y'all got Folsom, it should, because it's free. Y'all holler, go look at the photo booth by my homeboy Ike Taylor. Been my friend since we was in middle school. Long time. Y'all know how old my ass is. So Ike T, what's up, brother? Salute to you, man. I'm proud of you too, man. So but again, all it takes is to show a little support. What that cost me? What that cost me to shout the people out that's on here that's got something going on for themselves? Not a thing. Cost me a little bit of time. And time is the one precious element that you can never get back. You understand what I'm saying? So if you give that little bit of time by double tapping, by saying something, commenting, and sharing somebody's social media post, that means you care enough about them to say, look, I hope that you make it in whatever that you're doing. And that doesn't cost you a penny, just cost you a few seconds. Like I said, they have AI in the algorithm now that'll write a sentence for you. Okay, I was about to say, you're watching full color okay, I like that. I love when my engineers be putting on my pages, make sure they can watch in full color this whole situation on my YouTube. And again, like if y'all don't want to be visible on Instagram or Facebook, make sure you just go on the 360 The Poet on YouTube. Just get on there and you get on that thing. Exactly, Pamela Penny Hazel. It don't cost you a thing to give somebody a shout out. You know what I mean? You just have to wait on the phone to give a shout out or an oral expression with Art LeBeau, you know what I mean, or somebody late night to say something, and all that took you with some time. It didn't cost a penny. So now this social media, you have instant access to everybody who is paying attention to you. What's up, M Chat? My dog, man. If y'all need somewhere to go golf out here, go check out my dog M Chat, man, out there at Desert Pines, man. But while you there, make sure you hit him up. That's the kitchen coordinator over here. But you say, Bobby, we not old, but we part of the OG group though. I had somebody break it down, the YNs, the unks, you know what I mean, the OGs and the elders. I saw somebody break it down, and we part of the OG group, Bobby. We over 45, dog. Once you hit 45, you part of the OGs. Now, if you hit a 55, you just somebody's elder. So we ain't old like that. You right, Bobby. We not old. But again, what does it cost anybody to shout somebody out? You know what I mean? Like I said, the culinary director out there at Desert Pines, my homeboy Marcus Chapman, make a coldest omelet, whatever you want to make on that menu. He got it. He got them skills. I want him to go on one of these Gordon Ramsay shows or something, because the dude vicious in the kitchen. So again, what that cost me? Nothing, right? So this person who feels invisible in the algorithm, I feel you on what you saying about your so-called quote-unquote best friend. Quote-unquote best friend. What's up, B. Neal? You on both sides. That's what I'm talking about. My dog, he on YouTube and on IG. That's what I'm talking about. Friends. 35 years me and Bobby been friends since 8th grade. Since 8th grade. But he said it only takes a moment to make a moment. Ooh, that was a bar right there, LS Stewart. She said it only takes a moment to make a moment. Woo, did you hear that? I love when people drop bars. Let me pick that one up, put it in my breast pocket right next to my heart. You know what I mean? Like, that's real spit. You understand? So that's what I'm talking about. So back to what I was saying. Like, again, a double tap means I see you. A share means let me help you shine your light. And a comment means keep going. You got this. What's up, Carmen McDaniel, my sister in the building? You know, they just exited their Gemini season. We in the Cancer season now. So, you know, all my Geminis, y'all can still stand up because y'all just exited y'all season. But it's crybaby Cancer season. No, I'm just playing because I got good friends that are Cancers. You know, my mama one of them and my granddaughter another one, you know, but still, it's Cancer season. They so sensitive. But big ups to all the Geminis who just exited y'all season, right? Two sisters, you know, and you know, when somebody can't show up for like even those basic ways, you know, yeah, it stings, especially when it's somebody that, you know, they doing it for somebody who they never even been to brunch with. What's up, Kevin Davis? What's up, Hunter Spoke Entertainment? 28th and Jefferson in the building. Salute, Tennessee Staters. That's what I'm talking about. But if somebody can't show up for you in the smallest ways, but yet they dancing and shucking and jiving for somebody who they ain't even had brunch with, somebody who they've never even met IRL in real life, that stings a little bit. But, you know, but let me hit you again. I'm always on both shoulders, right? If I'm going to talk about, you know, the person not being a true friend and things like that based off the things that you told me, I have to break it down and give you both sides. Let me hit you with this and stay with me because it's two lanes to this. It's two sides to this, right? The thing about it is, one, maybe she's not doing it on purpose. Like Vicky said a little earlier, maybe you're not in her algorithm, but, you know, some people compartmentalize their online real life and, you know, online versus real life. You know, they don't think about supporting their friends in the way they do strangers. I know it's twisted. Yes, it's a twisted way of thinking, but it happens. You have to understand and realize it's a twisted way of thinking. Like, well, let me support these people and compartmentalize, you know, because if you think about it, what they're doing is in some weird way, they're putting their influencer ego ahead of their, and you know what I say about ego? Ego equals eliminating the greatest outcome in any situation. If your ego is first, right? So maybe they got their influencer brain on, and someone who has less followers in them, they believe might somehow make them look less exclusive. Would you say they can't see the vision until everyone else does or validates it? So sad, but true. And that's true. You know? Exactly. I like that. Gemini in the house and a Cancer survivor. That's right, ain't T? I'm Aquarius and a Cancer survivor, so I guess we'll survive this season. Cancers. But that's the thing. Like, maybe they got their influencer brain on. They like, well, somebody with less followers than me might make me seem less, quote unquote, exclusive. And it's sad, but true that this is how people operate in regards to social media, especially if this person thinks or believes or presents herself as an influencer. That is the most, I'm not even going to talk about it because I got some on here that's following and listening right now. What do you say? Forget people, man. Replace folks. New people show more love and support than some old people. And that's the way the game. And that's the truth. And that's another thing. You're right, Kevin Davis. You can get more support from somebody who you met 6 months ago than you get from somebody who you met when you were 6 years old. You see what I'm saying? They do that. They do that. What'd you say, Bobby? Yes, it does. So-called best friend couldn't afford to hang out with me for my birthday last year. I told my friend, don't worry about that money. I'm going, to ghost me for months. Every time I have loaned him money, etc. And that's the thing. They may owe you something. That's another thing, Bobby. That's another thing. That's right, Marcus, Libra, but a Cancer survivor. I love all my C survivors on here. I'm loving that. You know what I mean? We got a community out here, right? And at the end of the day, social media is a business. And it is. Rashawn, I get that, cousin. At the end of the day, social media is a business. That's what I'm saying. I'm on both shoulders. Maybe this person isn't doing it on a personal level. They're not doing it to hurt you personally, but they may be doing it in the perspective of it being a business. And somebody with less followers may feel like it's less of a business move for them. I know I hate it too, but it's real. What's up, Dakari Kofi? Been a minute. What's up, my 6'5" favorite friend? What's happening with you, baby? Got 6'5", 6'7", all the tall ones on here. All my trees out here got my back like Tupac tats, And that's the thing. Like, the two lanes to it, again, she may not be doing it on purpose. Right? This might be the kind of friend who loves the spotlight and don't want to share it. Then she may really be doing it on purpose. What's up, Leslie Johnson? performer extraordinaire. You know what I'm saying? This person may feel as if they don't want to share the spotlight. They may see your come up may be their crackdown on what they got going. So they may, again, like I said before, it's in bold font for you right now. Somebody, glad to see you too, Les. Somebody who is silently being your supporter or your silent fan is truly a hater. What's up, Kels Ingram? Going on with your home girl? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Somebody who is rooting for you in silence is not your friend. All that homie is a red flag in bold font to me. What's up, Antoine Bean? Another one who I communicate with on a regular. He's sending me something every other day. Again, so it's no excuses. What up, get some? What's going on with you, Javon? Again, this is somebody who I communicate with. Me and Bean see each other at homecoming every year. Every year, and it's all love, smiles, hugs, but we communicate throughout the year via social media. So this person is not in your algorithm. That lets you know they ain't rocking with you, dog. A little Miss Invisible in the algorithm, so you really have to look at it like this. That's why I said you're not being too sensitive. You know, again, I defended one side of it by saying, like, maybe she's not doing it on purpose and you're not in her algorithm because she's looking at it like a business. But if you tag her in something and she still can't say what's up, a like, or y'all go support my girl, then that is a red flag in the highest capacity. In the highest capacity. If somebody can't even take the time, what my Aunt Earlette say, it only takes a moment to make a moment. If you just say and that's it, Marcus. They stay watching and not engaging. People gonna watch the show. I got people who I see tune in. What's up, Chuck? Oh, another one of my 30-year friends. You know what I'm saying? Charles Simpson. You know what I mean? Like, I see people tune into the show every week. I see you when you pop up, but then people don't engage. And I can't get mad at you for that. I'm not saying it. Again, you may not want to be seen online. I get it. Exactly. And that's the thing, Kels Ingram. It's a definite red flag only because this person, mainly because this person is supporting complete strangers. Complete strangers in the capacity in which they can just take the time to double tap your thing, double tap your post. What does it take? It takes a moment to make a moment. You know? And like my thing is like I'm just now learning TikTok, right? So I'm still learning the algorithm of TikTok. But my homegirl Mika told me she saw me on her page and she engaged with me like the way I engage when I see people come on. She was like, William, it's a bag to be made. You need to put your show on TikTok. But again, she stopped what she was doing in the middle of her giving other people game and gave me some personal game. That's people who rock with you. That's people who see you. They say something. They support you. They want to help your light shine. That's a big thing in the world nowadays. Yeah, exactly. Meek get you. Bobby said, I was going to say Meek will get you on. She will. And don't have a problem with it. Like, that's her MO. She want to get you on. What's up, T. Smith Adams? Glad to see you, too. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. All it takes is a moment to make a moment. I love when people engage. I love it because I'm going to shout you right back out. Like, if I see your stuff and it's work, and I got the time, like, I'm going to make sure I say something about it. I'm always going to share it if you're trying to get it out to the masses. It won't hurt my algorithm unless you trying to share some bud. If you trying to share some bud, and I ain't sharing that. You know? You say you can't build a business depending on your closest friend support. Social media makes it apparent that that's the truth, Kevin. You can't build a business depending on your best friend support. You absolutely cannot. Social media made it apparent that you have to reach out to the public to get your ish. If you're banking on your closest friends, you need to zoom out. Ooh, that's a good way to look at it. Zoom out of the picture. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm actually my plan is to I'm gonna be at homecoming, T. Smith. My plan is to that Wednesday in the student center to do Holla at the Homie live from Tennessee State University. So I gotta see if I gotta find a way to get a table, or if I'm gonna be standing up in the courtyard or something with my backdrop, with my step and repeat behind me. But homecoming Wednesday, we doing Holla at the Homie from the yard, baby. I got Holla at the Homie from the yard. I'm gonna be in that thing like a wedgie, baby. So get ready, and my golfers get ready, because I'm getting in that Ralph Boston golf tournament this year. So Don Holloman, Keith Kane, Cool Mill, I need y'all on my team out there. We got to get a foursome. What's up, Chanel Monty? What's up, my homegirl in the building out there making big moves? Big moves. She making money over at the bar over there by the Raiders facility. You know what I'm saying? So if you got some time, go see her over there. But she also making big moves at the gig at the grill. So that's what I'm talking about. Don't take a moment. It takes a moment to make a moment. Shout your friends out. Holla at these people. You know what I mean? Y'all got time to go cuss out Huda. Y'all got time to go talk about Taylor and and all these other people on Love Island, but can't say nothing to your peeps. What's up, McFadden Amber? You know? Would you say we have to show the youngins how it's done? Oh, we definitely gonna do that. Definitely gonna do that. But that's the thing. Like, it don't take but a moment to make a moment for somebody. I'm going, oh man, and earlier you gave me some bars with that one. I'm gonna use that one all day and for some days. You know, it takes a moment to make a moment. You know, again, silent fans are haters, right? So if you see this, like, my thing is this: true friendship is not performative. What'd you say? Get up, get some. In the process of zooming out, I want to help my fam and friends, but if they don't support me, then oh well. And that's the thing. You want to support your friends and family. You want to continue to support them in any way you can. But then when that boomerang of support supposed to come back to you, and it's supposed to reciprocate, and they supposed to give you that same love. Love you too, Monty. If they supposed to give you that same love, then that's when you gotta be able to say, hey, let me zoom out. Like Kevin said. Kevin Davis said sometimes if you depending on them, you gotta zoom out. Like, let me shrink their picture to make my picture bigger to where it needs to be. You know? That's where you gotta get that understanding. So, like I said, true friendship is not performative, not about a performance. It's about participation in friendship. What's going on, Tracy Lynn? It's about participation in friendship. It's not about putting on a performance. Like, look what I can do as your friend. Look what I'm doing as your friend. It's not about that. It's about being there, showing up, even in the quiet moments. It don't take much to double tap a post. What does it take? What does it take to share a post? Because just because you hating on your person, your friend, your family member, doesn't mean that somebody else in your algorithm wouldn't appreciate or benefit off what they got going on. This person is talking about a friend of theirs who is an influencer. So they have the power to influence others to rock with their friend. You know? But you know, if I'm clapping for you behind closed doors, but can't say one kind word about you in public, then what am I doing here? If I'm pumping you up behind closed doors, telling everybody who's behind closed doors about you, but I can't say anything about you in public, that means you a side friend. You a side piece friend. Would you say I stop putting expectations on support from people? They do, it's great, and I appreciate it. If they don't, then there is no disappointment, and that's understandable. That is. You know what I'm saying? What you say, hit the brakes and early. Exactly. Sometimes you got to skirt on people. And I feel you, Bobby. If you don't have expectations, then that lessens the pain and the disappointment. But if you want to be able to feel the same way, you want people to feel similarly, if not the same way about you as you do about them. You know, I just finished rereading Outwitting the Devil, right? And sometimes, I mean, the main thing you want to be, you are your circle. But you say it's easy to do when friendships are genuine. That's true, McFadden Amber. When friendships are genuine, it's easy to do. It's easy to participate. You know, if you only clapping for me behind closed doors, don't clap for me at all then. I don't need your fakeness around me at all. I don't need that faux friendship. You know, so let's be honest. Let's rewind. What you said about this young lady is you've been there for her, right? You've always supported her. So when you've supported her, she's never been your support. You've been her number one cheerleader to anybody who'll listen. Exactly. It comes back from where it's least expected. That's the thing. Support comes from the least expected places. Like Kevin Davis said, it can be somebody you just met recently that show you more love and support than people who you born next to. Would you say, Marcus Chapman, it has to be hate because, if it was all love, it would look like it. Give me less access to you. Give them less access to you. That's right. Give them less. Unfollow them if you got to. You know what I mean? Like just to, if it makes you feel better. That way you won't see them clapping for other people and not you. Don't beat yourself up with the things you're trying to protect yourself from. You said you've helped her to get to where she is. That means you've sacrificed on her behalf. But yet you don't get anything reciprocated. And now when it comes up that you need the same support or something similar in those regards, you get crickets. Crickets. Chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp. Huh. What kind of friendship is that? It's not. It's not. So what do you want to do about it? Here's what I say. Have a conversation with her. Hey, the only way to get to the bottom, you wrote me a letter. So that means you've mustered up the strength to at least discuss this issue you got going on, right? Now it's time to discuss it with the source. Have that conversation. What's up, Uncle Popeye? Sailor Robinson in the building. Now it's time to have that conversation with your friend. And I'm not talking about like the passive conversation. Well, I was. Nah, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest out. Have the real conversation. Pull her aside, not to argue with her. Nothing like that. Not to accuse her of anything, but simply this is what you can say. Like, hey, I've noticed you show support to many people online, but when it comes to my stuff, you silent, and it's making me feel kind of unseen. Again, all you really want to do is be seen by your friend, right? It's making you feel unseen and low-key unsupported. If you put it to her like that, I just want to understand where we are with that. Like, I'm trying to figure out, I'm not even going to give you any excuses to get yourself out. So don't tell her, is it a business move? No, don't give her anything. Just give her that. Say, I've noticed that you supported other people online. Strangers, people we don't even know. You don't know them, I don't know them, we don't know them. And when it comes to my stuff, I can't even get you to hit a thumbs up, a like, a love, a share, a follow my girl, a holla at me. You can't get any of that from her. So, and it's making you feel unseen and kind of low-key, unsupported by her. That's like, to the ladies, that's like having a bra strap without that little plastic thing on the back. That one of them things gonna be sagging. You unsupported on one side. You got her back. You the plastic piece on the back side of her that's adjusting that thing. But for you, it's gone. So that one side gonna be unsupported. So it's not a comfortable feeling. If you got to break it down to her with some levity, let her know. And you want to know where she's at with that. And her response is your answer. How she responds is your answer to whether or not you're being too sensitive. If she gets defensive or if she gaslights you or she acts like you making something out of nothing, then she's not really your homie. That ain't your homie. If she gaslights you when you tell her how you feel, if she gets defensive like, oh, you're doing too much and, you making something out of nothing, then that's not your homie. That's not your friend. Not in the way that you've been hers, at least. That. What's up, DJ Count? Man, I saw you. Anybody in the LA area, if y'all got a school or something that's needing and learning how to do anything being a DJ, y'all go holler at my homeboy, the real DJ Count. Rod will get y'all together. I saw him teaching up at Cal State Long Beach or Long Beach Community College. One of them, he was doing some mixing. Man, it took me back to the day, man, when the DJ really it wasn't like hit a mix and your hands go up and it's mixing while your hands up. No, he was really mixing. So if y'all in the LA area and y'all need, or in the surrounding, I'm pretty sure he'll travel too. If you need to learn something about some DJ and how to mix, y'all holler at the real DJ Count, my homeboy, man. If you don't know where he at, find him on my page, right? But again, what did that cost me? What did that cost me to shout out my homeboy DJ Count? Nothing. Nothing. Not a damn thing. You understand what I'm saying? So in regards to this person, I'm talking to you, Miss Invisible in the algorithm. I'm talking to you. It would say absolutely trying to preserve the culture, and I salute that, man. I salute that because he can still scratch on you with records. He don't have to have a CD. He ain't gotta have. He still scratch on you with records. He still got the crates. My dog, you know what I'm saying? Preserve the culture because we've given it away in a way. You know what I mean? By these streams and all this kind of stuff. But back to that, so. Miss Invisible in the algorithm. If this was your friend, it wouldn't cost her anything to do the same things I've been doing. Anybody I've talked about, Ike Taylor in his movie Phone Booth, the photo booth on Folsom. I've talked about the real DJ Counting, he teaching classes. You know what I'm saying? I've talked about Kevin Davis and Hunter Spoke Entertainment. Anybody that's on here, like if I see, I saw the Sweet Tooth Truck LA, my homeboy Kareem hop on here. Anybody that's on here that does something, that's doing something, and I can shout them out, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. If you're looking for a place to put on a show, come holler at us at hot7025fm.com. Look on the page. They'll tell you when we got spots available. We can get you remote. We just want to get you on here, get you heard, especially if you're in the Las Vegas area. Come holler at my folks over here. I'll take care of you. Who else down here? Nora Karma, she'll take care of you. We'll get you together. Again, what does that cost me? Nothing. And I don't have to gain from it. I'm not getting referral money. No, I'm not. It's not costing me less to produce my show because I'm pumping somebody else to come get one. No, it's not. But that's not what it's about. It's about support in any way that we can, in a way that you can, especially, like I said, the sixth love language is social media support. What do you say? Nice to know that another platform promotes the brand, health, and my podcast comeback. Anyone for personal training or empowerment coaching, lock in the DM. That's what I'm talking about. He'll get up and get something that his name came from. Get up and get some of this work. Meaning he gonna work you. He a personal trainer in the SoCal area. But again, he will travel. Don't get me wrong. I do love sponsors. Anybody that want to sponsor an hour or two of my show, feel free to hit us up too. I'm looking for sponsors at all times. If you want to donate some money to my show, by all means, send it in. Holla at hot7025fm.com. They will tell you exactly where to direct that. But I'm not doing it for that. I'm just doing it mainly because I'm showing an example in this episode of how it doesn't cost any money to show somebody else support on this sixth love language called social media. Like I said, we got acts of service. We got, physical touch. People do, quality time. People do words of affirmation. All these other things. But then that sixth love language is social media support. The only reason it wasn't in the book, in my belief, is because it wasn't around when the book was written. That book came out when I was a freshman in high school. And you know how long ago that was. I graduated 30 years ago. So again, y'all, either way, this ain't about likes. It's about love. Real friends show it. Online and offline. Because like I said before, if she gets all guarded and, and stuff like that, that means y'all not equally yoked as friends. What'd you say, McFadden Amber? And all it takes is a word or a click. In my opinion, if your friend, quote unquote, is not using her platform to bring your product or service or awareness, then she is really telling you where she stands. And that's what we all saying to you, Invisible in the algorithm. If you got a friend who has a platform, and they not big up in you in any way, on their platform, then they letting you know where they stand. They're letting you know where they stand. If you want to know where I stand or where I sit, you see where I'm at with it. So it's an example. I don't even call myself an influencer. I feel I'm influential to a lot of people, but I just don't want to take on that title as an influencer. You know what I'm saying? I'm a personality. We call it that, a personality. And it doesn't take a thing. Again, like I said, if she gets angry, then y'all not equally yoked as friends. People think you need to be equally yoked just as a relationship partner, but, as a wife or as a husband or anything along those lines. But remember, every ship is one that needs to stay afloat. Friendship, relationship, kinship, all of them need to stay afloat. And it takes people oaring together, working together to keep those ships afloat. And if y'all not equally yoked, then that means y'all going to be spinning in circles because somebody going to be stroke while somebody's on the up. Somebody going to be stroke while somebody's on the up. So y'all going to go in circles. And that's not going to get you anywhere but dizzy. Now, if she listens to you, and she takes in your words and she actually makes changes, then maybe it's still something worth keeping and working on. Because, like I said, it could be part of the second lane. Like I said, there's 2 lanes in this. You know what I'm saying? He said, I train online. Exactly. That's worldwide. Mr. Worldwide training. And that's the thing. Like, it's 2 lanes to this. One of them may be she don't give a damn about you. She ain't your friend. The other lane may be she may not even be paying attention to the fact that she's neglecting you in this regard. So that's why I say have that conversation. You have to have that conversation, and not a passive one. It has to not it don't have to be aggressive, but it cannot be, well, I was just shuffling your feet. No, be like, hey, homegirl. Like, look, I be seeing you talking to all these heifers online. Y'all, you giving them love like a mofo. To the point where they stuff is coming up in my algorithm. But when it come to me, I don't see my stuff in any of their algorithm. So you know what I mean? So that's the thing. That's the thing. I appreciate that. Get up, get some. I'm glad I'm getting healthy too, baby. Appreciate you. Absolutely. Y'all see I'm on the comeback tour. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. You know what I mean? Yeah, I show my age. My engineer looked at me like, boy, you showing you 100. That's okay. That's all right. But like, again, like if she makes some changes and she actually takes it to heart, like, damn, girl, I didn't even know I was doing you like that. My apologies. I will make sure that I make an effort to go back even in, your stuff's still online. She can always go back into your older posts and always go back and like, love, comment, share, all of those things. And now your algorithm is popping with the people that's in hers. If she makes those changes, then by all means, keep your homegirl around. Keep her by your side. It just took a little bit of conversation. Like every day, like every morning, part of my morning prayer. I'm not even going to lie to you. I even told my therapist this, right? Every morning in my morning prayer, I pray to keep me away from arguments and disagreements and to fill that space with good conversation, communication. I ask for that every morning in my morning prayer. It's without fail that's in there, right? So all it takes sometimes is just having that conversation, having those words, because sometimes people don't know where you stand unless you stand on your business, stand on your point, stand 10 toes down. People don't know where you stand if you shuffling your feet and backing away all the time and your chin is in your chest. Whenever I write somebody a letter, whether they're in the service or they're in the prison or whatever, one of the last things I put is keep your chin parallel with your path. So that lets you know if your chin is down like this, you walking into the ground, you downing yourself. But if your chin is up and it's parallel with your path, that means you looking forward. You moving forward. So keep your chin up, have the conversation, and say it with your chest, Miss Invisible in the algorithm. So let's go back and recap a little bit. So we talked to you about, you said that your friend didn't, put your stuff in her post. Like she's an influencer, but when it comes to you, she don't say anything about your post, but she's steady big up in all these strangers, right? And one of the things I said to you is when people show you who they are, believe them. So if this is where it's going, if she's showing you this is who she is, then believe her in that regard. But I also talked about that there's 2 lanes to it. She may not be doing it on purpose or intentionally. She may not even be aware of what she's doing. So it's 2 lanes to it. What's up, Dacia Davis? So I got both the Davis people with both the Davises in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Family showing love, support. What does it take? Kevin said, hey, get online. Our brother online. She went and got online. You see what I'm saying? It don't take much to support. So if people show you who they are, believe them. I believe the people who they showing me who they are. And people should believe who I am. I'm showing who I am. So if your friend is showing you that she don't support you, believe it. Because what we say, a double tap means I see you. A comment means, keep that thing going. I believe in you. You got this. And a share means let me help you shine your light in any way I can. What's up, Tia? Celestia NY Maddox in the building, my auntie. What's happening with you? But you know what I mean? That's the thing. If you got some people, these people are not your friend if they clapping for you in quiet and not in public. Exactly. See you soon. You sure will see me soon. If people are clapping for you in quiet, in private, but not in public, then you got to look at that. Any silent fan is a hater. We talked about these things, right? But when it comes to the bottom line, you have to have the conversation with your friend. If not, like we say, ain't nothing to cut that off. We say it all the time. But before you cut her off, have that conversation, the real one, not some passive one, and say, hey, look, I notice you supporting other people online. Make sure you specify online so people know what you're talking about. But when it comes to me, I don't see that same support. Have that conversation and say, I'm just trying to figure out where we are with this. And again, if she gets defensive or she gaslights you or makes excuses or saying you making something out of nothing, then cut her off. Cut her off. That ain't your friend. But if she says, you know what, girl, I ain't even know. And she takes accountability for what it is that you expressing to her, like she takes it in and be like, damn. In hindsight, if you say it like that, I believe you because I have not been as active in your way as I could be. If she does that, then that's a real friend because like I said, at the end of the day, it's not about likes, it's about love. And real friends show love. Real friends show support. And that's what it's all about, y'all. Show support. And if they can't get with that, then unfollow in real life too. It's not just about the social media support. Like I say, when people show you who they are, believe them. Sometimes you have to have that tough conversation with friends because it's about seasons. Sometimes people are in your life for a season. And this social media season, maybe y'all not meant to be in each other's lives in the event that she gaslights you or, gets defensive. Okay? What'd you say, Amber McFadden? Period. And that's the thing. Unfollow in real life too sometimes. It's nothing personal. It's strictly business. You know what I'm saying? It's business. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing on my business. If I got to unfollow you in real life, yeah, it may be a personal decision, but I'm standing on my business. And the business I'm trying to do is be productive. And if you are holding me back from being that productive person that I know I should, can, and am destined to be, what'd you say? Tell her to holler at the homie. That's it, Marcus. Tell her to holler at me. If she can't get on board with that, tell her to send me a letter. Be like, man, my friend is tripping. Tell me what's up, homie. And I'll answer her questions as well. So again, you've been tuned in to Holla at the Homie, the #1 spot for advice online or in person, So I just tell y'all, keep creating, keep being who y'all are. And until I holler at you and breathe at y'all the next time, be good to yourselves and be good to each other. I've been Holla at the Homie. And if you need me, make sure you holler at me at HOLLAATTHA HOMIE. I've been 360 the Poet, the Homie, as always, and I'm going to holler at y'all in a minute.